Hello students, let's continue with our chapter radioactivity. In the previous part, I explained you the basics of atomic structure and I gave you a brief introduction of what radioactivity is. So where we saw that Henry Becquerel, a scientist, found that uranium emits radiations. Okay, it emits radiation, and those radiation were of three types: positive, negative and neutral, and they were named as alpha, beta and gamma respectively. Now we have to understand one thing about these radiations. See, if you change the external factors like the factors which bring chemical change, or you are changing the physical factors like temperature or pressure. If you are applying changing temperature or applying pressure on uranium, or you are heating it or you are freezing it, these are the general changes. Or if you are passing strong electric current or magnetic field, introducing magnetic field to it, these are the general processes, external forces which we apply to bring a change in a substance. But these, when we apply these kind of forces on radioactive substances, the radiation which they emit do not change at all. The radiations which this uranium is emitting is not affected by these factors. Okay, it is not affected by these factors because these factors generally change the orbital electrons. They have an effect on electrons of an atom. But we know that radioactive substance, the change is in the nucleus and not outside the nucleus. These factor affects outside the nucleus, that is the electrons, and that is why they do not change the radiation, the nature of radiation, because the radiation comes from inside, that is from the nucleus, and that is why radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena. They may ask you a question also, why is radioactivity called as a nuclear phenomenon? Okay, so you can write the answer that these physical changes do not affect the radiations emitted by radioactive substances because they affect the orbital electrons and they do not have any effect inside the nucleus, and radiations come from inside the nucleus. That is why this is a nuclear phenomena. Okay, and what was the definition of radioactivity? Radioactivity is a nuclear phenomena. It is a process in which there is spontaneous emission of radiations, and there are three types of radiations, that is alpha, beta and gamma, from the nucleus. Okay, and when these radiations are emitted from the nucleus, the uranium will get decay. Correct, because if something is going out from the uranium will reduce in size. That is called as the uranium will decay. And there is one note you need to remember, that see, when we say that uranium is decaying, when the uranium is decaying, let's say this is a uranium, piece of uranium, okay, and this is decaying, so radiations are getting emitted. Now this uranium, a piece of uranium is made up of millions of atoms. This uranium is made up of millions of atoms, small atoms, because atoms are very small in size, microscopic particles. They cannot even seen from a microscope. We need an electron microscope. So these uranium, when it is decaying, now decaying means the nucleus of the atom will have change in it. The nucleus of few atoms change. Now what change we will study further today in the chapter, that what change happens in the nucleus of an atom. But there is a change in the nucleus of few atoms. Now which few atoms will have change in it, that is not known, that is random. Okay, randomly there is a change in the nucleus of few atoms in this uranium, and that is why we also called radioactivity as a random phenomena. Okay, because the disintegration which is taking place, the decaying which is taking place, is not uniform in nature, it is random throughout the substance. Okay, now let's study. And then there are three types of particles: alpha, beta, and gamma. These are their symbols: alpha, beta, and gamma, like Greek alphabets. Now, in 1903, Rutherford, you know this man, he also studied atomic particles. Now, he experimentally studied the nature of radiation which is emitted by radioactive substances. The nature of radiations which is emitted. So, he saw that how did he come to know? He was the one to tell that there are three radiations coming out, and the nature of these radiations was told by him. Like, what was done? In a lead box, see, there was a special lead box made. This type of a lead box. Okay, why lead box? Because your atomic number of lead is 82, and I've told you that after lead, the higher elements which are there, they have unstable isotopes. And because they have unstable isotopes, the probability of they emitting radiations is more. So we do not want the this container which will have the radioactive substance to emit any radiations. So this container should be free of radiations. So elements which are less than lead, okay, the lower than lead in the periodic table, are suitable for the container, and the best would be to take lead itself, because it will not participate in the radiations which are emitted by the substance which I'll keep inside. Okay, so I'll keep some uranium particles inside, okay, maybe a powdered form like this. Now what Rutherford did, he used magnetic field. He used magnetic field to understand the radiations. Along with magnetic field, electric field, see, he had used magnetic field and electric field to find more about the radiations, alpha, beta, and gamma. We'll see first electric field because it is better to understand electric field. What he did, he kept electric field perpendicular to the emission of the paper is kept here, which is contain uranium, and we keep the electric field like this, perpendicular. Here, this electric field, here we had the electric field which was negative in nature, and on right side you had electric field which was positive in nature. Okay, in the same way you can apply a magnetic field from here, North Pole, South Pole, like that, but it is easier to understand using electric field. Now see, now what happened, there is a lid here which is closed. When you open this lid, the radiations which are emitting from this uranium will come out from here. Okay, those radiations will come out. Now what he observed was that on this electric field, some radiations, they turned here towards the negative electric field. Some radiations turn towards the negative electric field. Now if they are attracting towards the negative field, that means they are positive in nature. Okay, so जो चीज negative को attract होगी मतलब वो खुद positive है, correct? So these radiations he named as alpha. Okay, now few radiations जो जल्दी tilt हो गए, ठीक है, जल्दी attract हो गए positive को, अगर वो पॉजिटिव को अट्रैक्ट हुए, इफ दे आर अट्रैक्टिंग द पॉजिटिव, दैट मीन्स दे देमसेल्व्स आर नेगेटिव. Okay, so these radiations he named as beta. And few radiations went straight. Okay, he had kept a photographic plate here also to observe that whether radiations are going undeviated. So he saw that there was a deviation here, there was a deviation here, but few radiations went straight without getting affected by negative or positive electric fields. Those radiations were named as gamma radiations. Okay, so I hope this is understood. Now we came to know why alpha are positive, beta is negative, and gamma is neutral. Okay, one thing you have to understand, beta particles deviate more than the alpha particles. Okay, देखो इनका deviation ज़्यादा है, turn ज़्यादा है, alpha particles का कम है. So because in the exam they will give you a diagram. Okay, they may also give the diagram like this. For example, there is a box and some particles are coming out like this, and they may ask you to label the diagram. So you have a habit that beta particles are on the right side, alpha is on the left side. It is not like that. The particles which are deviating more, ठीक है, and particles which are deviating less, तो जो जल्दी deviate हो जाते हैं, they are beta, and which deviate less are alpha, and which go straight are gamma. So you have to notice this thing here. Now we'll study the properties of alpha, beta, and gamma individually, one by one. Okay, so let's start first with alpha particles. Properties of alpha particles. Before that, let me show you how uranium looks. So here, if you can see, this is the uranium. This green color shows that there is an emission of radiation from here, from these points. Okay, it is very, very dangerous. Uranium is very dangerous. In fact, most of the radioactive substances are dangerous in nature. Uranium 235 was used when there was the one and only nuclear attack which happened on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the attack which happened, during the World War. This uranium 235 was used there. That was the first atom bomb which was made. And what was the name given to it? Little Boy. This is just extra information I'm giving you. Okay, name was Little Boy, but the damage which it created was very big. And you will be surprised to know that how much uranium was used in this atom bomb. How much uranium, which nearly devastated 2 cities from Japan, and which still has an effect on the genetics of the people there. Only 64 kg uranium was used. 64 kg uranium was used, which created so much of devastation. Just imagine, now countries have thousands and thousands of kgs of uranium with them. Anyways, let's start with alpha particles. Now how does an alpha particle look like? First of all, the structure of an alpha particle is similar to a ionized helium atom. What is ionized helium atom? See, what is helium atom? First of all, helium has 2 protons and 2 neutrons. In the nucleus, helium has 2 protons and 2 neutrons, and it has one shell which has 2 electrons. Okay, so that means the atomic number of helium is 2 because it has 2 electrons, and the mass number of helium is 4, p plus n, that is 4. Correct? This atomic number is because there are 2 electrons, or you can say there are 2 protons. But what does alpha particle look like? If you remove these 2 electrons from the helium, the helium will become He2 plus, correct? If you remove these 2 electrons, only this nucleus part will remain, that is like this, 2 proton and 2 neutron. This much part will remain because 2 electrons are gone. This is how an alpha particle look like. It looks like this. It is exactly same. The structure of alpha particle is this. It doesn't have a negative charge. It has 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Okay, and that is why it is represented as He2 plus. You have to know alpha particle is represented as He2 plus, or it may be also be represented as He24. Why 24? Because the mass is 2 plus 2, 4, correct? And the atomic number basically is equal to the number of protons. There are no electrons, but still there are protons. So protons is 2. So this 2 comes here. So this is how you have to remember. This is the structure of an helium atom. Helium particle. Sorry, alpha particle. This is how an alpha particle look like. Okay. Now, what is the mass of an alpha particle? Now see, on page number 290 in your textbook, they have given a table. Mostly it should be 290. In my textbook it is 290. This is a table where they have compared the alpha, beta and gamma particles. Okay. So you can learn that comparison from that table. On page number 288, 289, they have given a huge list of properties of all 3 particles. So instead of learning those 2-3 pages, you can only learn that table, which mostly summarizes all the important properties of alpha, beta and gamma. Okay, I'll show you. See, this is where the properties of alpha particle start, this topic. Properties of alpha particle. So there are all these are properties of alpha particle. Then properties of beta till here, properties of gamma. And then there is a comparison given here. This is the comparison of alpha, beta and gamma particles. So you can study this comparison directly instead of studying those 2-3 pages. They are given here very nicely explained. Now what is important from these 2 pages, I'll explain you that now. Okay. Otherwise there are a few numbers, like what is the mass of alpha particles. It is 4 times the mass of proton. You know the mass of proton is 1.67 into 10 raised to minus 27. Multiplied by 4, 6.68 into 10 raised to 27. These are numbers. Okay, specific charge numbers. Gamma doesn't have any charge. This has positive charge, this has negative charge. Gamma doesn't have a charge. Then what is the biological damage? You must know that gamma has immense damage. Gamma is very harmful. Gamma radiations are very harmful for human body. Okay. In fact, beta are also harmful. Alpha particles are comparatively very less harmful. Okay. So these are a few numbers, few values which you must know. Now I'll explain you the particles, the properties one by one. So the mass of an alpha particle, we are studying about alpha particle. Mass of an alpha particle is 4 times the mass of proton, that is 6.68 into 10 raised to minus 27 kg. Then speed of an alpha particle is 10 raised to 7 meters per second. Okay, it is very fast but less than the speed of light. Speed of light is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. So this is around 10 raised to 7 meters per second. Okay. And you have to understand that when alpha particles are emitted, okay, it is not necessary that all the particles which will have same speed. There may be some particles which have a little less speed as compared to other particles. Okay. Now, next point is ionization. Now, what is ionization here? See, when alpha particles are emitted and they are passed through a gas, let's say the alpha particles are getting emitted from this outlet, from this pipe, okay, and there is some gas here, okay, and the alpha particles are getting emitted. So these alpha particles which are coming out will ionize this gas. Ionize this gas means what? That they come with a great energy. Okay, they come with a great energy, and what happens is that these particles, there are the atoms of these gases. ये जो गैस है, ठीक है, इनके एटम्स ऐसे, थोड़ा मैं जूम करके बताता हूँ, छोटे होते हैं एटम्स बहुत, बट वैसे लुक लाइक दिस इज एन एटम. ओके, दिस इज द न्यूक्लियस एंड दीज आर इलेक्ट्रॉन्स. सो होता क्या है कि दीज अल्फा पार्टिकल्स विच आर कमिंग आउट कम आउट विद अ ग्रेट स्पीड. दे नॉक दिस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, मतलब इस इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को हिट करते हैं और इन्हें अपने ऑर्बिट से बाहर निकाल देते हैं. ठीक है, अगर ऑर्बिट्स इलेक्ट्रॉन्स को बाहर निकाल दिया ऑर्बिट से तो क्या हो जाएगा? बेसिकली ये जो एटम है, दिस एटम विल गेट आयोनाइज्ड. आयन बन जाएगा इसका. सी, जब जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर ऑक्सीजन है, ठीक है, इफ ऑक्सीजन गिव्स 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, इट बिकम्स, if it takes, actually oxygen takes 2 electrons, any gas it takes or it gives electrons, it ionizes itself. So let's say sodium. So sodium when gives electrons becomes sodium ion, Na plus. Okay, when oxygen takes electrons it becomes O2 minus. It forms ion basically. So because of these gases, these alpha particles, they knock the electrons out, because of which these atoms get ionized. Okay, electrons अगर बाहर चलेंगे तो वो पॉजिटिव आयन बन जाएंगे. Okay, this is what happens. And सबसे ज़्यादा आयोनाइज कौन करता है? अल्फा पार्टिकल्स. Okay, if we compare the ionization power of 3 अल्फा, बीटा एंड गामा, okay, so हम कह सकते हैं कि अगर गामा 1 पार्टिकल को आयोनाइज करता है, so बीटा will ionize 100 and gamma will ionize 10,000. इतना फ़र्क है. ठीक है, ये मतलब मैंने कंपेयर किया है. वी कैन से दैट गामा इज 100 times more powerful than beta and gamma is 10,000 times more powerful. Alpha is 100 times more powerful than beta and alpha is 10,000 times more powerful than gamma आयोनाइजेशन के पॉइंट पे. ओके, सो अल्फा में बहुत आयोनाइजेशन होता है. एंड अब जब when alpha particle is emitted, for example there is an obstacle here, okay, and the alpha particles are getting emitted from here, alpha particles. तो जो power dissipation है in alpha particle, the energy which it dissipate means gives out, is very fast. okay, so rapidly जो भी इसकी energy है ना वो dissipate होती जाएगी. so जब तक वो target पे पहुँचेगा, ठीक है, तो वो काफ़ी energy lose कर चुका होगा, because it is dissipating energy at a faster rate compared to other particles. okay, so जब वो टारगेट पे पहुंचेगा तो वो कम एनर्जी होगा, तो इसीलिए उसका जो पेनिट्रेशन पावर है, पेनिट्रेशन पावर ऑफ अल्फा पार्टिकल्स, इट इज़ वेरी लेस कंपेयर टू अदर सब्सटेंसेस. ओके, सेम रेशियो है इसमें रेशियो उल्टा हो जाता है. अगर पेनिट्रेटिंग पावर का रेशियो देखें, सो अगर अल्फा का 1 है तो बीटा विल बी 100 एंड गामा विल बी 10,000. पेनिट्रेशन पावर में उल्टा हो जाता है. गामा इज मोस्ट पावरफुल एंड दैट इज वाई इट इज डैमेजिंग ऑल्सो. से ना बायोलॉजिकल डैमेज मोस्ट है गामा में, बिकॉज उनका पेनिट्रेशन पावर बहुत ज़्यादा है. इट कैन पेनिट्रेट ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग. ओके, गामा रेडिएशंस. Then we know alpha are positively charged, so they are deflected by electric and magnetic field, and they all of the radiations will affect photographic plate. ये हमने स्टार्टिंग में ही देखा है कि photographic plate पे ही we had seen that the radiations were seen for the first time. Okay, and when these radiations strike any fluorescent material, you can see beautiful lights coming out, like the green color which I showed you of uranium and other alpha particle. They give fluorescence. They give the effect of fluorescence. Okay, and they have a very high kinetic energy. Alpha particles have very high kinetic energy, and they can also cause biological damage. Okay, less as compared to beta and gamma, but they also can cause biological damage. Okay, now next we'll see about the beta particles. Now beta particles basically we can say are nothing but an electron. एक इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहर आता है ना, एक इलेक्ट्रॉन कैसा होता है, बस वही एक बीटा पार्टिकल है, वैसा ही होता है एक बीटा पार्टिकल। ओके, मतलब जो मास है बीटा पार्टिकल का, that mass is nothing but the mass of electron. What is the mass of electron? 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. That is the mass. And what is the charge of an electron? Minus 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. So that is the charge of beta particle. So beta particle एक electron ही होता है. Okay, beta particle means electron. Then they are very fast moving from the nucleus. And how do we represent beta particle? We represent it like this. E0 minus 1 means what? The mass is 0. Okay, because mass is what? Mass is P plus N. We are talking about electron. Na proton hai, na neutron hai. So mass is 0 and charge is minus 1. So this is how you represent a beta particle, or you can also represent it like this. Both will do. Okay, but generally this is used. This one is used. Then speed is more than the speed of alpha particles. The speed of beta particles is 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Okay, but still less than light. Now they also ionize. The ionization we have already seen is less than alpha but more than gamma. Okay, speed we have seen, penetration power is more than alpha but less than gamma. Okay, and the remaining points are similar to alpha particles, like they affect photographic. Beta particles also affect photographic plate. They also give fluorescence when they are when they strike on fluorescent material. Then they also cause biological damage. They can easily pass through the skin of our body. These are common points. Okay, now next one is gamma particles. Gamma, most dangerous. The symbol is something like this, like a Y. Now gamma radiations are more like, you can say, like X-rays. Okay, but they have different wavelengths. They are like X-rays or light. You can compare them with X-rays or light rays. Okay, their wavelength is less. It is around 10 raised to minus 13 meters. Okay, and the speed of the gamma rays is very important. The speed of the gamma rays is same as the speed of light, that is 3 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. So they are fastest compared to the beta particles and alpha particles. Penetration power is maximum. We have seen that already of gamma radiations. And ionizing power is the least. Okay, because they are not spreading, they are not dissipating, they follow a beam. They go like a beam, so they do not disturb many of the atoms of the gases through which they are passing. And the remaining points remain the same. Penetration power is very more, and the photographic plate, fluorescent material, all these points are same. Okay, they do not have any charge, and there are many uses also. See, they are dangerous. Gamma radiations are dangerous, but they have a lot of uses. And they can cause immense biological damage also, but they are very useful, like for treatment of cancer. These gamma radiations are used. Okay, but very precisely. You have to hit those cancer cells. So it needs a lot of accuracy, but it is done throughout the world now. Treatments of cancer are done by using gamma radiations. Okay, and you have to understand, see, the gamma radiations are most energetic. Okay, and that is why they have maximum penetrating power. They have a lot of energy, gamma radiations. But we in this chapter will study more about alpha and beta particles. Let us understand now what changes takes place when a alpha, beta or gamma particle is emitted inside the nucleus. So first of all, what is an alpha particle? How does it look? An alpha particle looks like an helium atom, okay, with mass number 4 and atomic number 2. Correct? This is how an alpha particle look like. Now, if this is how an alpha particle look like, when an alpha particle will be emitted, the parent element will lose the mass by 4 and the atomic number by 2. मतलब, see, जैसे for example, let's take a uranium. Okay, 238, 92. So uranium एटॉमिक नंबर, उसके अंदर 92 प्रोटॉन्स है एंड 238 मास है. ठीक है, 238 मास है यूरेनियम का. अब समझना कि सी, वाइल इन रेडियो एक्टिविटी वी विल ओनली स्टडी अबाउट द प्रोटॉन्स स्पेशली एंड द न्यूट्रॉन्स. इलेक्ट्रॉन्स ज़्यादा काम नहीं आएंगे, बिकॉज मैंने बताया है इलेक्ट्रॉन्स आर यूजफुल इन केमिकल चेंज, नॉट इन न्यूक्लियर चेंज. ओके, हियर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट द न्यूक्लियस. So न्यूक्लियस के अंदर देयर आर प्रोटॉन्स एंड न्यूट्रॉन्स. So focus on that. So here also when I write 2, this 2 means 2 protons and this 4 means 2 protons plus 2 neutrons. Helium में there are 2 protons and 2 neutrons. So 2 plus 2, 4 is the mass, and this 2 atomic number is because of the 2 protons. Here this uranium indicates there are 92 protons and total mass is 238. When you subtract this is A and this is Z. So A minus Z is, in this case, is 146. That means there are 146 न्यूट्रॉन्स. ओके, और डिफरेंस बहुत ज़्यादा है. देखो यहाँ पे प्रोटॉन्स 92 है, न्यूट्रॉन्स 146 है, बहुत डिफरेंस है. सो आई हैड गिवन यू वन पॉइंट इन द लास्ट लेक्चर दैट व्हेन द डिफरेंस इज वेरी हाई बिटवीन द न्यूट्रॉन्स एंड द प्रोटॉन्स, that is the reason for instability of an isotope. Okay, so this uranium isotope is unstable now, and now this will emit a alpha particle. So जब ये यूरेनियम अल्फा पार्टिकल एमिट करेगा, ठीक है, तो व्हाट चेंजेस विल हैपन? अल्फा पार्टिकल एमिट करेगा मीन्स ये ऐसा एक पार्टिकल बाहर आएगा, ये एक पार्टिकल बाहर आया. ठीक है, अब ये पार्टिकल बाहर आना मतलब फ्रॉम दिस यूरेनियम, ओके, ऐसी चीज़ बाहर आई जिसका मास 4 था. करेक्ट? तो ये जो यूरेनियम एटम है, अब उसका मास 238 माइनस 4, द मास विल बिकम 234. बिकॉज 4 मास का हीलियम एटम अल्फा पार्टिकल बाहर आ गया है. करेक्ट? एंड दिस 92 ईयर विल रिड्यूस बाय 2 एंड दिस विल बिकम 90. करेक्ट? समझ रहा है कि ये जो एलिमेंट है, ठीक है, इस एलिमेंट में से एक अल्फा पार्टिकल बाहर आ गया, मीन्स इसका मास 4 से कम हो जाएगा एंड इसका जो एटॉमिक नंबर है दैट विल रिड्यूस बाय 2. नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन्स विल रिड्यूस बाय 2. एंड सो अब क्या मिल गया? 234, 90. If you see in the periodic table, if you look into the periodic table, you will find that the element which has mass 234 and the number of protons is 90 is nothing but thorium. So क्या हुआ? यूरेनियम में से जब एक हीलियम पार्टिकल निकला तो वो क्या बना? यूरेनियम डीके हुआ and it became thorium. This is how decaying takes place. See, it is not as simple as it looks like in the equation. Okay, in practical work, it is very complex process, but here they have simplified it for you. So this is how decaying takes place. Okay, ये decay हुआ. See, element नीचे आ गया, 238 से 234 हुआ. अब further और disintegration होगा, और particles अगर बाहर आएंगे, तो it will further fall down. Okay, and it will stop at lead. 82 जो था lead, वहाँ पे मोस्टली ऑल द रेडियो एक्टिव सब्सटेंसेज स्टॉप देयर एमिशन. सो दिस इज हाउ एन एमिशन टेक्स प्लेस. अल्फा पार्टिकल्स कम्स आउट. सो वेन एवर एन अल्फा पार्टिकल कम्स आउट, यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द मास नंबर इज रिड्यूसिंग बाय 4 एंड द एटॉमिक नंबर इज रिड्यूसिंग बाय 2. दिस इज वॉट यू हैव टू रिमेंबर. ओके, देन देयर इज बीटा एमिशन. Now what happens in beta emission? The beta emission is because of the neutrons. So these neutrons break themselves. What happens is, see, inside the nucleus, for example, this is a radioactive substance, and inside the nucleus, let's say you have 3 neutrons and 3 protons. Let's say you have this. Now, due to some activity inside the nucleus, Now how do you make this happen? How do you trigger this beta emission? We'll see that in latter part of the chapter, how to trigger, in the second part in fact, how nuclear emission takes place. तो समझो ये ट्रिगर हो गया, ठीक है. वैसे देयर इज अ बम्बार्डमेंट ऑफ न्यूट्रॉन्स जिससे ये बीटा एमिशन और अल्फा एमिशन होता है. बट अब ये जो न्यूट्रॉन है यहाँ पे न्यूक्लियस के अंदर, ये न्यूट्रॉन स्प्लिट होता है, ठीक है. सी न्यूट्रॉन मतलब क्या है? जो न्यूट्रल है. न्यूट्रल मीन्स इट हैज़ पॉजिटिव एंड नेगेटिव बोथ चार्जेस बट इक्वल नंबर, ठीक है. तो एक पॉजिटिव और एक नेगेटिव चार्ज होगा, दैट इज नथिंग बट अ न्यूट्रॉन. सो व्हाट हैपेंस इज, एक अनस्टेबल न्यूक्लियस के अंदर, ठीक है, विच हैज़ मोर न्यूट्रॉन्स देन प्रोटॉन्स. एक्चुअली आई शुड change the number here, more neutrons than protons, so let's take the number as 8 and 13 neutrons or 8 protons ले लेते हैं, because we have to maintain that difference. Now this neutron, what will happen to this neutron? ये न्यूट्रॉन जो है न्यूक्लियस के अंदर ही, ये न्यूक्लियस समझो, ठीक है. इस 13 न्यूट्रॉन्स थे. 13 न्यूट्रॉन्स में से एक न्यूट्रॉन जो है वो स्प्लिट हो जाएगा, ठीक है. 12 अभी भी है. एक न्यूट्रॉन जो है वो स्प्लिट हो जाएगा. न्यूट्रॉन अगर स्प्लिट होगा तो इट विल स्प्लिट इनटू 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन एंड 1 प्रोटॉन, दैट इज 1 नेगेटिव चार्ज एंड 1 पॉजिटिव चार्ज. ओके, सी ये इसी को मैंने वापस बनाया यहाँ पे. 13 न्यूट्रॉन्स थे, उसमें से 12 तो ऐसे ही है. एक न्यूट्रॉन स्प्लिट हो गया. ओके, अब वो स्प्लिट होके क्या बना? एक इलेक्ट्रॉन और एक प्रोटॉन. ओके, ऑलरेडी कितने प्रोटॉन थे? 8 प्रोटॉन्स थे ऑलरेडी. अब इनका क्या होगा? ये इलेक्ट्रॉन और ये प्रोटॉन है. वी नो दैट इनसाइड द न्यूक्लियस ओनली पॉजिटिव चार्ज कैन स्टे. सो ये जो नेगेटिव चार्ज है इट विल बी थ्रोन आउट ऑफ द न्यूक्लियस. ये न्यूक्लियस से बाहर चले जाएगा, ठीक है. तो ये जो नेगेटिव चार्ज है ये न्यूक्लियस से बाहर जाएगा, और ये जो न्यूक्लियस से बाहर जा रहा है, दिस इज नथिंग बट द बीटा एमिशन. ओके, ये जो न्यूक्लियस से बाहर गया, बिकॉज न्यूक्लियस के अंदर नेगेटिव चार्ज कैन नॉट रिमेन, तो ये न्यूक्लियस से बाहर गया. दिस इज नथिंग बट द बीटा एमिशन. तो अब न्यूक्लियस के अंदर ये चला गया तो क्या बचा? और ये न्यूट्रॉन भी ये स्प्लिट हो गया था एंड इट चेंज्ड इनटू 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन एंड प्रोटॉन. ये इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहर आ गया, तो अब क्या बचा? एक एक्स्ट्रा प्रोटॉन बच गया. दैट मीन्स आफ्टर द एमिशन जो नंबर ऑफ प्रोटॉन है विल इंक्रीज बाय 1. सो अभी जो एमिशन के बाद जो न्यूक्लियस का कंपोजिशन होगा दैट विल बी 12 न्यूट्रॉन्स, बिकॉज एक न्यूट्रॉन स्प्लिट हो गया, इलेक्ट्रॉन जो आया था वो बाहर चला गया, एंड जो प्रोटॉन बचा है वो इसमें ऐड हो जाएगा. सो 9 प्रोटॉन हो गए. मीन्स पहले 13 न्यूट्रॉन एंड 8 प्रोटॉन्स थे, अब 12 न्यूट्रॉन एंड 9 प्रोटॉन्स हो गए, ठीक है. तो इससे क्या चेंजेस हुए? अगर हम मास नंबर की बात करें तो दिस इज द मास नंबर इज p plus n. सो हियर p plus n इज 13 plus 8, that is 21, correct. And here the mass number is 12 plus 9. 12 plus 9 means 21. That means mass number has not changed if you see. Isn't it? See, the mass number has not changed. But if you see the number of protons, means the atomic number, the number of protons change हो गए हैं. पहले 8 थे, अब 9 हो गए हैं, बढ़ गया है 1. ओके, सो इसीलिए that is why how do you represent that the change in beta emission? It is represented as the mass number will have no change, but the atomic number will get increased by 1. Understood? The mass number will have no change, but the atomic number will increase by 1. Okay, this is for example, अगर ये uranium है 23892, and if this will emit a beta particle. How to represent a beta particle? 0 minus 1 e minus. This is how a beta particle is represented. ठीक है, अगर ये beta particle emit हुआ, so what will happen to this uranium? इसका mass number will not change, it will remain 238 only. Okay, and this atomic number will increase by 1, so this will become 91. Okay, and whatever element it may become, I'll give the name X. Okay, so ये changes होते हैं when, increase by 1. This will become 93. This is how the changes takes place in the nucleus. If you see in the form of an equation, इक्वेशन अगर देखें तो ये जो एक न्यूट्रॉन स्प्लिट हुआ था इलेक्ट्रॉन और प्रोटॉन में, तो कैसे लिखते हैं इलेक्ट्रॉन और प्रोटॉन को? सो वन न्यूट्रॉन मीन्स लाइक दिस, जिसका मास नंबर 1 है, ठीक है। एक न्यूट्रॉन को ऐसे रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं। सी न्यूट्रॉन मतलब मास नंबर तो कुछ है ही नहीं, प्रोटॉन एटॉमिक नंबर कुछ भी नहीं है, बिकॉज इट डजेंट हैव प्रोटॉन और इलेक्ट्रॉन, इट इज़ ओनली न्यूट्रॉन, तो मास नंबर विल बी 1. Proton is represented like this, 1 1 p, and electron is represented like this, 0 minus 1 e. So एक neutron splits into 1 proton and 1 electron. This is the equation. Splitting which we saw here is represented by this equation. Okay. So you have to understand ऊपर नीचे 1 1 क्यों लिखा है? Because proton में मास क्या होगा? p plus n. तो n तो है ही नहीं, ये प्रोटॉन है, सो एक प्रोटॉन है मीन्स मास 1 होगा, और एटॉमिक नंबर भी प्रोटॉन पे डिपेंड करता है, सो एटॉमिक नंबर इज ऑल्सो 1. ओके, बट न्यूट्रॉन में एटॉमिक नंबर 0 हो जाएगा. ओके, दिस इज हाउ द सिंबल वर्क्स एंड दिस इज द प्रोसेस दैट क्या होता है, मास नंबर में कोई चेंज नहीं होता एंड एटॉमिक नंबर इज इंक्रीज्ड बाय 1. नाउ व्हाट हैपेंस इन गामा रेडिएशंस? नथिंग हैपेंस इन गामा रेडिएशन, देयर इज नो चेंज. ओके, मतलब अगर एक यूरेनियम है, लेट्स से 238 एंड 92, ओके, एंड इसमें से अगर एक गामा रेडिएशंस निकल गया, ओके, सो इस यूरेनियम को कुछ नहीं होगा, इट विल रिमेन एज इट इज. ओके, बट अभी कुछ तो होना चाहिए, करेक्ट? कुछ तो रेडिएशन हुआ है, तो समथिंग मस्ट चेंज. नाउ व्हाट चेंज हैपेंस इज इन द अदर सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स. ओके, दूसरे सब एटॉमिक पार्टिकल्स भी होते हैं, उनमें कुछ चेंजेस होते हैं जो हमें नहीं है सिलेबस में. सो यू हैव टू स्टडी ओनली दिस, that the mass and atomic number of an element does not change when gamma radiations are emitted. Okay, because in your chapter they have emphasized very less on gamma radiations. They want you to understand beta and alpha more. Okay, so this was about the emission of 3 types of particles and how they affect the mass number and atomic number of a substance. With this we have completed the emission part. Now the next part is about the uses, and the second part is about nuclear fission and fusion that we will complete in the next video. That's it for today. Thank you.